420RADIO.com for more information.
Now it's time for your 420 Radio News for Thursday, April 11th, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. Marijuana eradication by law enforcement plummets over 60%. This from HuffingtonPost.com. The number of marijuana plants eradicated by law enforcement has plummeted in the last few years from a record high of over 10 million plants in 2009 and 2010 to under 4 million plants in 2012, according to newly released statistics. From that peak of over 10 million, the Drug Enforcement Administration said the number of marijuana plants eradicated dropped to 6.7 million in 2011 and 3.9 million in 2012, just a fraction of the 9 million marijuana plants the DEA had hoped to destroy. DEA officials attribute the decline in part to the state of California, declaring in the agency's 2014 budget proposal that California's financial constraints resulted in, quote, the decreased availability of local law enforcement personnel to assist in eradication efforts, end quote. Separately, marijuana seizures have also decreased along the nation's borders. The U.S. Border Patrol said in its budget report that cannabis captures were down 9% from 2011 to 2012 to 2.999 million pounds, 1,000 pounds short of 3 million. That decrease came even as the Border Patrol apprehended 7% more people illegally attempting to cross the border. New Hampshire Senate holds medical marijuana hearing from the San Francisco Gate. Sensing greater support from lawmakers to legalize marijuana for people with serious illnesses or chronic pain, medical marijuana opponents are suggesting allowing it in the context of a clinical study. Dr. Seddon Savage of the New Hampshire Medical Society said at a Senate hearing Thursday that collecting patient data could improve the treatment. The state could potentially get approval from the Drug Enforcement Administration for such a study, removing any conflict with the federal prohibition on marijuana. Her proposal was met with skepticism by medical marijuana proponents, including Republican Senator John Reagan, who said he believes the study is being offered as a way to delay the law's implementation should it be passed. It would add significant costs, and others said it would violate patient privacy. North Carolina bill to downgrade marijuana penalties, this from normal.org. A bill introduced by State Representative Kelly Alexander of Mecklenburg to downgrade the penalty for simple possession of marijuana in North Carolina passed first reading Wednesday and was referred to the House Committee on Judiciary. HB 637 would replace criminal penalties for the possession of less than 1 ounce of marijuana with a civil infraction similar to a traffic ticket. Simple marijuana possession is currently classified as a Class 3 criminal misdemeanor and is punishable by a suspended sentence and a $200 fine. A majority, 56% of North Carolina voters believe the penalty for marijuana possession should entail only a fine, according to a public policy polling survey of 611 voters released in March. Texas Senate bill ties jobless benefits to drug test, from KXAN.com. The Texas Senate approved a bill Thursday that would require drug testing for some people when they apply for unemployment benefits. Republican Tommy Williams from the Woodlands authored the measure. State workers would ask applicants for unemployment insurance a series of questions, and if they appear to have a drug problem, the state will require that they take a drug test. Democrats signed on to the bill after adding provisions for retesting and drug treatment programs. Bill sponsor Senator Jane Nelson, Republican of Flower Mound, said, quote, taxpayer money should not be used to subsidize someone's drug habit, before the bill sailed through on a 31-0 vote that sent it to the House. Applicants who test positive would be barred from collecting benefits for 12 months. They could reapply in 6 months if they complete a substance abuse program. 3 failed drug tests would result in a permanent ban. Former Dallas Cowboy player pleads guilty and apologizes for plot to sell marijuana and cocaine, from the Dallas News. Former Dallas Cowboys player Sam Hurd apologized this afternoon for conspiring to sell cocaine and marijuana as he pleaded guilty to a federal drug charge. Hurd faces 10 years to life in prison when he is sentenced in July. Hurd's guilty plea says the former NFL wide receiver did knowingly, intentionally, and unlawfully conspire to distribute 100 kilograms or more of marijuana and 5 kilograms of cocaine between July 2011 and June 2012. Hurd's cousin admitted in federal court last year that he helped the former NFL player establish a cocaine distribution network. Prosecutors have said the plot began when Hurd played for the Cowboys and continued after he began playing for the Chicago Bears. And that's your 420 Radio News for Thursday, April 11th, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. When we come back, it's time to go behind the headlines, and we are going to take a look at a lawsuit against the Universal Music Group for massive marijuana use at its headquarters. You're listening to The Russ Belville Show on 420radio.org. We'll be right back.